Good afternoon, Phylicia Ashley with ABC 7 at the National Mall to give you updates on what the end of the federal enforcement over MPD means. Now, the 30-day deadline that ends on Wednesday. What does this mean for the district? I saw a lot of questions about will there still be the troops on the ground? We still see ICE, DEA, ATF on the ground, and also what role will MPD play? So here's how it works. On Wednesday, federal enforcement over MPD ends. What does that mean? All the requests that were coming from the White House demanding that MPD does provide assistance, MPD no longer is legally binded to responding or providing that assistance. So when I reached out to officials, they said most of those requests from the White House were for ICE enforcement as well as immigration enforcement and assistance. Now on Wednesday, MPD is no longer required to provide that assistance or response. Now, what about the troops here on the ground in DC? Well, I reached out to the National Guard, the DC National Guard to be specific, and they said they did extend their deployment here in DC until November 30th, and they said that is to ensure that the soldiers do receive their benefits. I asked them, well, will we visibly still see them? Will their actions change here on the ground in DC? They said nothing will change with the task force. Their roles will not change as well. When I asked about the other troops, though, from the other states that were also deployed to DC, they said their roles may be something different from the DC National Guard. Now, what about the DEA, ATF, ICE? Those are federal agencies and federal officers, so they can stay in DC essentially as long as they want. However, when I spoke to officials, they said because the federal enforcement over MPD ends on Wednesday, that they do expect the federal agencies to start to pull back as well.